God knows how long. Whatever, I get it right.
Hello, guys. Hey, yep. Got to start being, or actually portraying, whatever they could. I love this shirt with this Indian on it. But one of the things I wanted to kind of mention to you, one of the reasons I really like this shirt, not only because of the Indian and some interesting things about it, is the kind of psychedelic nature of this thing, of this shirt. And this is why I do agree that all drugs should be illegal, but is why I think people should just kind of understand that some drugs are dangerous. You know, when your whole world starts turning into a whole bunch of colors like this, because that's what really happens, is you can kind of see reality and then everything else kind of morphs and then reality bends. And it was a roller coaster mental trip taking LSD in the 1960s. Now the DMT and these other chemicals that they take, I don't know anything about them. My hippie day, well, I'll always be a hippie. But anyway, let's get going here. This is actually, let me move this curtain over here. See if this helps our sound at all. Not curtain, it's kind of a towel to reduce echo. But anyway, maybe that'll reduce it. Maybe I'm going to start putting stuff on the ceiling. That would kind of be a good idea. Wouldn't look very good, though. But anyway, I got in trouble today. Anyway, I went to my radiation thing, and I told the doctor I was taking pictures, and I told the nurse I was taking pictures, but I don't think they really understood. And I even mentioned about how it looked really cool with the thing passing over me. I was going to use it in my podcast. So I was really specific. I mean, I'm pretty sure they understood. But evidently, of course, you're not allowed to take pictures in there because, like in a hospital, you're not supposed to get other people. And they said other people's names are around. I don't know. There's a couple of computer screens or something. She kind of pointed over to the side. I didn't see any names or anything. But anyway, she seemed to think it was a rule. So if it's a rule, I can't break it. That's all right. You know, if it's just a concern, then I'd negotiate. But if it's a rule, okay. He said no pictures whatsoever in this room. So I'm lucky to have what I got. You may not be able to even get these pictures if you get in that situation. But anyway, here we go. So today I got my last pictures, but I kept them. You know, I'm not going to delete them. And I'll make sure not to do anything offensive that they wouldn't like. You know, I'll edit, you know, so if there is any names or something that's personal or private, I was careful not to film any of the employees or anything. You know, I'll respect all the normal rules. But anyway, okay, so let's see. So anyway, but yeah, no more videos of the chemotherapy. So you get what you get now. I'll post what I got. In terms of the chemo, man, I am suffering and I can't walk. I can't even use my treadmill anymore. I used the treadmill yesterday and then 2 days before it. And after the first time, I thought, didn't think it hurt my feet so much, but I did it yesterday and my feet are just, with my shoes on, are really hurting. So I don't know if there's any physical therapy for them that's really beneficial at this point. I don't know. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that I'm not sure what to do on the walking. I don't know if it's actually beneficial for my foot condition because it really, really hurts. But just because it hurts doesn't mean it might not be a good idea to walk on it. So I don't know, because I'd be willing to, if I was told that, oh yeah, it's really good to get that fluid out of there, then I'd just weather the pain. But I don't want to go through a bunch of pain if I'm actually making the injury worse. That's illogical for me. So, excuse me. Anyway, so the chemotherapy is horrible. My butt's burning. Oh, Thursday, they tried to get me my lidocaine, okay? Friday, it was rejected. So they sent in a new thing. Or actually, it was Thursday. It was rejected the same day. So Friday, when I went with them, she said she was going to reapply. You know, so Monday, nothing happened. And I called the pharmacy, and there was nothing. So yesterday was Tuesday. And I asked them in the office yesterday. I said, hey, well, what's going on? Can you do anything? Oh, I don't know. This and that. And I saw the doctor later, and he got all upset. He had some really choice things to say about insurance companies. But he was also just basically saying, oh, I think I told you. But anyway, let's not get into that. So anyway, that was last week. Then, okay, so today's Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, so that was yesterday. So yesterday. So yesterday when I got home, I called the insurance company. I take my insurance card and I look on the back and there's a customer service number, you know. 888 something. And so I called that number and I said, hey, here's my situation. I'm in chemotherapy and radiation. I've got like a sunburn inside and outside my colon. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm using everything I can find over the counter, but I got a prescription that'll make it better, and it's been denied. And the doctor said this is typical for this operation. So I said the doctor is irate that you guys didn't fill this. What's going on? That was my basic opening premise. It's like just... Now, what do we do now? I didn't even know who I was talking to. But he was at the insurance company. Let me check. Oh, okay, let me check on this. Okay. And then she had to do this. And then she comes back. And then she goes, okay, I'm going to go over and speak to the team. I call them some team or something. There's some little board of people, I guess, that make these approvals or something. And she was going to connect me to them and let me say my case. And so she goes, okay, let me just tell them what you told me, and then I'll forward you over to them. We'll see what's going on. So she was gone like 5-10 minutes. They must have done some research or something. Because then she kind of came back about 5-10 minutes later and said, oh, well, we got it approved. So I didn't have to get transferred. Thank you for your patience, of course. But she said that... they would fill it that day. She said, "They're filling it right now. Your copay is only going to be $1.30 or something." And so she was actually apologizing. I mean, she was like, "Everything's okay. It's okay. We're doing this for." I mean, she was like, "Wow." I mean, so I got some. I think that I got a real response, but that was me. Then when I went in today, so they filled it, and then I told them to mail it to me. I'll spend another day or two with my home remedies, and hopefully it'll be here in the next 2 days, because it's 110 out there. So I don't want to walk over there, and I don't want to drive over there and get stuck in their parking lot because my car has trouble starting in there, anything over 90 degrees. So anyway, I went in today and I told them, and she goes, "Oh yeah, we faxed it over again." And I go, "Well, I talked to the insurance company yesterday, and I got it straightened out, and they authorized it while I was on the phone." Ooh. They acted like never heard of that being done before. And so I said, I guess everything's okay now. So that was anyway, so that was that part of the story. Okay, moving on. Overall health, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh man, I got an alarm going off in 56 seconds. It's gonna go beep, beep, beep. Let me see. I don't think can I wrap it up that fast? No, I can't, because I was gonna hold on, let me press a button. Okay. Yeah, in fact, this is a dilemma. I haven't had that much nausea, but today I had nausea. I put one of my meals in the oven there, and it just gave off this like bad fish smell. It's like, I feel like barfing. I still feel a little nauseous. And I haven't eaten this since breakfast. So I was really concerned I'm going to have to throw out that thing. I put some extra mushrooms in there, but the mushrooms were a little slimy, which makes me think there was slime mold on them. But I washed them really, really good. And then I put them in there, and I was going to cook them for 30 minutes plus, because I figured if there is any mold or bacteria on them, then it should be dead. But man, when I sniffed them, though, they still had a healthy mushroom odor. So I'm not sure where that bad fish smell came from. But anyway, I'm going to throw out the whole meal, because psychologically, then I'll be wondering, is it going to erupt? I can't eat something and wonder that. That's a bad idea. So anyway, I actually took one of my anti-nausea pills a minute ago. Not for the chemotherapy, because I'm already nauseous. I haven't even taken my first dose of chemotherapy today. So anyway, I'm going to eat something and have it now. And it's like noon. I got in and I got working with Damian Keys, on my Kung Fu Cowboy album thing. And there was a whole bunch of people who responded. I put in a thing yesterday that finally said, "Oh yeah, I'm hinging my releases on my chemotherapy and this and that." And always, I had like half a dozen people. "Oh, God bless you. Best luck. I hope that tonight." So I responded to all of them, which is one of the things I got to learn how to do. Over the years that people have liked things and made little comments. "Oh, thank you." But I didn't talk back to them. I didn't continue the conversation. So that was my fault. I don't know how much time have I already lost on Facebook. I don't know if spending more would have been beneficial, but that's my mistake, was not actually conversing more. That's why I don't have any community. I'm just not that chatty. It's like, get something to talk about, let's talk about it. And then I'll talk to you again when you get something to talk about. I'm a busy guy. Poor and busy. How's that happen? But anyway, where was I? Kung Fu, I don't know what doing the Kung Fu, man. I haven't recorded any videos since I started my chemotherapy. Maybe one. I did one or two, but because I felt pretty good the first couple of weeks. But now, I don't know, jumping and kicking right now with my feet like this. ooh, I mean, it hurts. It hurts to stop, to walk. I sound like a duck, or I've got swim fins on. I tend to flap my feet because I don't want to roll them. This is like pain, as opposed to pain. pain. I'm kind of walking like a duck. So, sheesh, I just noticed that. Oh, I got my glasses smeared. Okay, here we go. I've got my glasses on. All right, here we go. Let's wrap this up. So, yeah, today I've taken a 50 of his courses and stuff like that. I got a good idea, and I understand things that I never understood before. And I realize now that I've got to make a Facebook. I've got to create my community. I'm going to have to reach out with advertising. See who responds, see who sticks around, keep doing that, and just kind of gather them. I've got to create this from nothing. It can't be from anyone I know, any of my Instagram, that's my Facebook. Nobody's going to help me. I've been asking for help for 15 years. Nobody's helped me. So let's just consider those guys just stragglers. I don't know. Not very helpful, let's put it that way. But anyway, if they're helpful, I don't know about it. Let's put it that way. I mean, that's even worse. I mean, if they are help, I don't know about it, then I don't know. But anyway, let's see. So where were we? Okay, so anyway, getting ready for my release, trying to figure out how to do the album. I got to get back to working on the album. I actually haven't worked on the album in weeks, in terms of recording and editing. Okay, so let's get you out of here. Here's the Tao of Taoism, my book, based on the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. And we're on number 15. And it says 4 levels of influence. This is how you influence people. And there can be how you influence yourself. So just for fun, let's look at it, me influencing me. See if then we'll go through it real quick. Here we go. I'll read them first. There's 4 of them. Number 1, condemnation of conduct. Number 2, fear of punishment or denied rewards. Number 3, motivate by loyalty, honor, self-interest, money, rewards, and flattery. Number 3. Number 4, influence without those being influenced being aware of it. Let's start with that one first of all. That was one of my big things when I was a kid. I became a little, maybe too magnanimous when I was a teenager. I learned how to get along with people, especially druggies, because I was hanging around with a lot of druggies and dropping acid. So I wasn't as confrontational and maybe even seemingly less judgmental. I remember hearing somebody say in the early 80s, "Oh, Richard, he gets along with everybody. He's not judgmental." And I thought to myself, I don't know if I like that. I should be judgmental. I should be making conclusions about people. But it's kind of true, because I was hanging out with all kinds of drug addict rock stars. Big famous rock stars, and all kinds of people, and I wasn't really condemned. I'm just accepting all their bad conduct, their bad behavior, their being stoned and drunk, and I just accept it. It wasn't my business, kind of. Now I make everything my business, but anyway. But let's see. Okay, so in terms of influencing people, I would influence people without them being aware of it sometimes. By just kind of thinking ahead and knowing what's going to happen and making them happy. And just making it seem like things are just going that way without them realizing I'm actually being extra nice and doing things to make life nicer for them. Okay, number 1 was condemnation of conduct. I think I had that this morning. That was when they told me that I couldn't shoot video anymore in there. So condemnation of my conduct, my filming. So they influenced me. They stopped it. In fact, the next one is fear of punishment or denied rewards. Well, I wasn't really fearing any punishment from them. And they're not really, the reward would be if they took away my radiation. Well, I'm going to give you more radiation, So they could do that. But we didn't really get to number 2. But that would be their number 2 thing. If I refused to do it, then they'd have to escalate their influence to number 2. Number 3, motivate by loyalty, honor, self-interest, money, rewards, and flattery. Well, how did I reward I don't know. So anyway, in terms of giving them rewarding people, I'm not getting any loyalty or honor right now from people. But remember, this is me to myself. Okay, now this way we're good. I influence myself with loyalty. I love myself. I love Kung Fu Cowboy, and I was loyal to American Zhen. I stuck with that. I've followed my projects. I've seen them through. Got my albums. In terms of honor, I've always done things honorably. I haven't really cut corners to where I cheated, lied, or stole, or done something that I regretted or have shame of. Self-interest. I'm definitely got self-interest involved here. I want to make some money off these records. So I was motivated to finish these projects, always believing that somehow I was going to make some money. Hasn't happened yet. And money, that's the next one. So I was motivated because I'm hoping that I'm creating assets. I'm not working for anybody. Nobody pays me to play. Nobody pays me to write a song. Nobody pays me to make an album cover. Nobody pays me to distribute it. Nobody pays me to make the websites. I'm doing all these, out of my own, what do we all call that? Self-interest? I guess we'd call that self-interest. I'm doing them all for my own self-interest. And, I'm not really getting any rewards, and I'm not even getting much flattery. I've been begging for flattery. I've been saying to my friends, hey, give me a compliment. In fact, I was totally brokenhearted, and my disciple, my bass disciple, you can see him in some of the pictures that are online. I was posting it, but I say, hey, there he is back in the back. He was my bass roadie. He was a student at Tai Mantis Kung Fu School. And back in the 80s. And he saw me play at the Christmas party and then started bugging me, hey, teach me bass. And I said, I'll get a bass and I'll consider it. And then he got a bass. And then I thought, okay, well, I guess I kind of said that. You are my school brother. I didn't want any bass students. I didn't want any music students. I don't like teaching music because most people are just never going to go anywhere, and most people aren't even a musician, so what's the point? But anyway, I conceded, and so I started giving him bass lessons, charging him $25 an hour. But it was going to be kind of expensive. I'm being a poor person. I'm just too sympathetic to people's finances. And his dad was an actor, and his mom had a good job. He could probably afford it. But anyway, he was a school brother, and I was just being nice, so I made him a deal. I said, hey, because I was performing a lot. That was during the Coyote In A Graveyard rock opera back in the 84, 85, 86. And then we were so anyway, he was my roadie. Okay, so I'll just make this story a little quicker. So he was my roadie, and I taught him how to bass. And I said, every time you roadie for me, I'll either pay you $25 or give you a bass lesson. So anyway, that worked out real good for both of us over a couple of years. Then eventually, he became my bass player. So then I wanted to play guitar. And so then I moved over to guitar, and I said, why don't you come play bass? And so I had him come up to our rehearsal studio. We called it the Bat Cave. I got all kinds of cool stories about that up in North Hollywood. And it was a kind of a cool, spooky place. But it was neat. We could play all day long till 10 o'clock in the night, and the police wouldn't come. So that was great. That was absolutely great. But I built a room within a room is what I did was I actually built a box. We cleared everything out of the garage, and I built a box in that garage. And then I put a door on it. So you'd open the garage door, and then you could go into there was a little space. You could close the garage door, and then you could get in, open the door, and go inside. And that was the Bat Cave. Had a roof ceiling on the box and everything. It was a box. It was cool. That was a rehearsal room for quite a few years. But anyway, where was it? There was a reason I told that story, wasn't there? Okay, well, I'm trying to go too quickly. All right, let's just get out of here. Okay, so we read this, we got all that. If there was something I was going to tell you, I'll remember later. I look too woolly. I'm not really into the mountain man thing, I mean, like I said, I am an outdoorsman and a hunter and a fisherman, or have been. And, but I still don't relate to I got to trim all this. So I got to develop my Kung Fu Cowboy my image. What's my hair going to look like? I've been really short on top, but now I'm growing it. I'm growing my hair. I gotta cut it so I don't like it in my eyes. So there's always gonna be some short stuff here in the front, and it's so thin that it makes me look like I'm balding. But I'm not. I got hair there. It's just really thin. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out my look. I'm sorry, that wasn't very pretty. I don't think I did myself any favors by showing you my head there. See, I think I look better with the hat. Well, maybe I did. Maybe now you're going, yeah, keep that hat on. Keep that hat on. I think the hat works better for me because I don't have to hassle with up here. I actually like it when my hair just goes back. I like to look like I'm riding a motorcycle. My hair looks like I'm riding a motorcycle. That's the way I like it. And that's the way it's been since the 80s when I had to come up with a hairstyle back in the mid 80s, about 86 or 87. I had a manager for a little while. Didn't do much. But anyway, well, there we go. Anyway, see you later. Was there something else I was going to tell you? Probably, but yeah. Kung Fu Cowboy here. I'm glad I'm smiling, but I'm actually hurting right now. It's uncomfortable down here. I feel like I'm sitting on, not really sandpaper, but I keep shifting because then it shifts the pain to another spot on my butt. My whole butt's burned. So anyway. All right. See ya.
God knows how long. Whatever, I did it right, somehow turned out wrong. Is this my fate with no escape? Am I in Shanghai or Hong Kong? Good Asian girl, you're my life, you're my world. From one safe house to another shelter. Is this an odyssey or helter-skelter? I've been watching people fall. I've been watching you stand tall. If you possess fear, I can't see it at all. Secret Asian girl, you're my life, you're my world. But who are you risking your life for? What is your price to say no more? How do you know who's wrong and who's right? How do you know when to run and when to fight? Secret Asian girl, you're my life, you're my world. I don't want to leave you, but with you I may die. You rescued me from evil, I'm not certain why. Although there's no one I would rather hold. As danger approaches, your heart again grows cold.